Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a fantastic match of StarCraft 2. Spawning in the bottom left of the map, we have the red Terran player from Diamond League. His name is Disaster. Make some noise for the player Disaster with the red walkers. Opening cast first into barracks, his opponent in the top right of the map. You were waiting for it, you were hoping for it. After healing his brain damage is the best hospitals of Italy, the return of Lord Tomicron! Welcome everybody to another exciting, fantastic match of StarCraft 2, our fantastic sci-fi game where you have to gather resources, determine your strategy in real time, choose your army comp, and defeat the opponent while building, while producing, while microing up, while microing your unit. Very nice. Alright, I can't wait to see the match between these two Diamond League beasts. Lord Tomicron taking a pause from the game, but then is back for more. Already placing the depot in a very smart position to prevent people jumping up this cliff. Tomicron wants vision over here. First Reaper already in production with immediately the standard factory building from Lord Tomicron, while the SCV for Tomicron is take a safe scout, precaution from Lord Tomicron, scouting whether the opponent put proxy barracks around the base, while Disaster is not taking the same precaution, but he has a faster factory and a slightly slower Reaper. Disaster. The first unit is going directly across the map, so Disaster is sending the first unit very aggressively to greet Tomicron, while Tomicron has the first unit chilling at home. This can be a little bit difficult. Tomicron has to be prepared, and the second base of Tomicron is faster than the second base of the opponent, so defending Reaper goes down to defend the worker, producing, but now Tomicron spots the Reaper jumping up, Disaster aiming at the worker runs away, two Reapers chasing the worker, good grenade by Disaster, pulls away the Reaper and kills the worker, very good micro by Disaster, and Tomicron is losing a worker. Tomicron on the chase, and the Reaper skirmishes 2 against 1, and Disaster loses the Reaper. Tomicron once more, and he goes in the middle of the map to attack the opponent, but Disaster, very good idea to hide inside the bushes. Tomicron is not looking, microing away the Hellion. Tomicron will lose 2 Reapers almost for free, and will not get any unit from the opponent. This resources lost in advantage for Disaster in this moment, but both players decide to lick the wound and go home in this moment. Lord Tomicron going for a defensive Cyclone, while Disaster is going for an aggressive tank, obviously. Both players with the 1-1-1, Disaster with a slightly slower second base. Tomicron in this moment is up 2 workers, because he lost 1, but he was quicker in building them. Because while fighting, you also have to manually build your fantastic workers. Tomicron building stuff, building a tech lab for the starport, and going into the very standard build marine tank river for Terra. Disaster, on the other hand, is actually, wow, Disaster is going for a fantastic aggression over here, and Tomicron doesn't know. This can be problematic because Disaster has already 2 factories. Factories can produce very dangerous and aggressive units, and already a reactor on the starport to produce 2 Vikings at a time. So Disaster can produce 2 factory units and 2 flying units at a time, and Tomicron produces only 1 factory and 1 flying unit at a time. So Tomicron has to be very careful over here to not get overwhelmed by the aggression of the opponent. If the build goes on this way, Disaster is giving up economy to have a quicker aggression here, while Tomicron is gathering money to have a quicker third base. You see, Tomicron in this moment has actually 4 workers advantage, and the income is slightly in favor of Lord Tomicron. Yes. So Tomicron is positioning the units very smartly. 2 units on top to prevent drops from the left, 1 tank to prevent anything in the main base, mariners chilling and doing nothing over here, 1 tank to protect the natural base, and 1 supply block to show that Tomicron has brain damage. Wow, Disaster very dangerous with 2 factories. Lord Tomicron with a quicker third. Yeah, but this third base is a good investment in the future. Tomicron has an investment that will yield in 2 minutes from now. And Tomicron is sending everybody to school, everybody to university, while Disaster is gathering the army already. This is problematic. Disaster with a lot of tanks and Vikings to prepare an attack in a couple of seconds, I would say, while cutting workers, not so much, and cutting the third base overall. Disaster doesn't even have a hotkey for a third base. The idea of a third base doesn't even show up in his most bizarre dreams, while Lord Tomicron has an almost completed third base and almost half the tanks of the opponent. Another building, 2 buildings that will yield benefit in 2 minutes for the upgrade, and 2 buildings that are very far away to complete for Tomicron, while the army of the opponent is already on the chase. Tomicron is unprepared. Let's go to Tomicron vision. And he didn't see the opponent. The Tomicron scans, but he doesn't see the 2 factories. Tomicron doesn't know. He's convinced he can shield. He doesn't know about the aggression. Disaster scans the defenses, sees 3 tanks with a nice position, but no more than 3. While if the opponent has 3 and you have 7, you have a sharky smile on your face. I can tell you. Disaster has made it in Tomicron on the side of the map, scans the main, sees the third base, and is happier than ever, sieges the tank. Tomicron has to immediately run away with the base. Attention! Moreover, Tomicron has to not sacrificing for free his defending unit, gathering the defense here, saving the base, flying away the buildings. Yeah, please hold position to not being killed by tanks of the opponent. Tomicron containing the panicking, flying some jet fighters to scout the opponent and kill some of the units. Tomicron doesn't have enough units at the moment and is losing resources. A cycle to shoot in the air. Disaster with a Distraction Viking on the top, while the true attack is on the bottom, 7 times against 3. And Tomicron is resisting how to the best of his abilities. More reinforcements streaming from Disaster across the map. Tomicron under a lot of pressure over here. How can he ever hold this? Disaster sieging up in the natural. Lord Tomicron doesn't have units. All the units in the main has to give up the natural. Again, 6 tanks from the opponent, plus a Liberator, plus a Viking. Tomicron losing a lot of those workers and a lot of those resources. Tomicron saves the base at least. Workers going down to be killed immediately. Disaster with a very dangerous position. Disaster can kill Tomicron. Tomicron doesn't have defenses. Disaster even sieging the ramp, putting tanks in the ramp, sieging up. But Tomicron has the last 2 tanks defending the ramp bravely. Lord Tomicron shelling from the high ground the tanks. I have the high ground anarchy. Go! Piss off! Tomicron defends, but at what cost? What a clutch defense by Lord Tomicron. 2 Ravens assess the situation. The Lord Tomicron defended, yes. He's alive, yes. But at what cost, we have to ask ourselves. Let's assess the situation immediately. Disaster is placing 3 bases, while Tomicron, honestly, is behind 20 workers. Disaster, 52 workers. Lord Tomicron, 33 workers. Disaster is almost tripling the income of resources of Disaster. This is basically at this level can be almost game over. Lord Tomicron sending 2 Ravens to try to get in some kills to the economy of the opponent. But what Tomicron, even a brain damage player like Tomicron can do very little in these situations. When you are down 20 workers, the opponent is actually is doubling your income. The Ravens come to Disaster base to try to do something at least. Alright, while Disaster is building some battle cruisers, very beefy unit, very tanky unit, the capital ship from the Terra Army. Disaster wants to close the game with the GG battle cruisers. Lord Tomicron building some workers, producing some upgrades for the bio. Disaster building 2 more bases, 4th and 5th. Lord Tomicron dropping turret in the main base, hoping to catch some workers, but Disaster is very quick to defend the workers and very quick with the jet fighters to kill the Raven. And so The Raven has 4 kills, but has to fly away with bad bruises. And now Lord Tomicron kills some workers, and now is down only 12 workers. Alright. Still, minus 12 workers is actually a very, very grim situation. Lord Tomicron saw the Vikings, saw 2 bases building, and now Disaster is going for battle cruiser. He has more income, he's also flooding a decent amount of money, to be fair, but he doesn't care. He's in love with these units over here, the battle cruisers who can teleport. They are very, 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 very strong when they are when they are in big numbers. When they are in small numbers, they can still attacked by a more maneuverable army. We can see what Tomicron will do. Disaster is searching the Yamato upgrade for battle cruiser and +1 for the ship weapons. Lord Tomicron researching some also +1 for ship, some Vikings. Tomicron, wow, Tomicron is attacking. Lord Tomicron has managed to climb to -5 workers. Disaster didn't build workers. So Disaster is investing in a long-term investment, I would say, because battle cruisers take a lot of time to build. He has Vikings, he has tanks, he has a Cyclone. He's taking the 4th base with a lot of defensive turrets over here. Lord Tomicron shacking them up with his army, with 2 Marines, tanks, decent amount of tanks, 5, and a scary amount of Vikings. And this is the army that can counter early battle cruisers. The Viking Raven. Well, if you have more than 1 Raven with 32 health, better. Tomicron engages bravely. It will engage the tank. The Marines will shell away at the ground defenses. The Vikings will chill in the sky, will kill the base. Lord Tomicron, no fear here. The base goes down, at least Tomicron limits the economy of the opponent. The Raven goes down, Tomicron no spellcasting in the battle cruiser. Tomicron sees, wow, Tomicron is pooping his pants by seeing 4 battle cruisers. Tomicron approaches and sees, okay, I can go home. I can consider this a victory. I can take some Yamato guns in your face because you have 5 battle cruisers and I don't want to fight you right now. So Lord Tomicron sounds the trumpet for retreat at the moment. So Disaster chasing will kill 1 tank with a Yamato gun and then will chill again because also Disaster respects Tomicron. The map is big and doesn't want to meet the reinforcement. Lord Tomicron with a smart build order is up to 3 starports now. He stopped building bio units. He's even if Tomicron has 3 upgrades going for the bio, +1 ship armor upgrade going. Tomicron is building slowly a small army of, not of Lamborghinis, but still of good cars, I would say. So Disaster wants to be the spoiled, divorced lady who has a lot of Lamborghinis, a lot of Ferraris, and is spoiled at home, enjoying, yes, look at me. And he wants to trade with the ex-husband to have a big paycheck for his Lamborghinis. But Tomicron, there is an in-between to go to that sentimental state, you know. And before you want to be a spoiled couple with Lamborghinis, there is an in-between life to get there. Tomicron is still in a more young age in life, and is actually Tomicron caught up in workers with a quicker economical management on 3 bases, while the opponent has 4. Still, Tomicron has more workers in this moment. The income is actually, for the first time in the game, in favor of Lord Tomicron, even if Disaster is mining more gas, which is better for flyers, flying units. Lord Tomicron even has 1 Raven and a Thor. So Tomicron is trying to build an anti-battle cruiser army over here with 5 tanks to kill the ground defenses if needed. But Disaster has a very, very menacing army with 8 battle cruiser with +1 attack and 10 Vikings. Tomicron indeed has, wow, Tomicron actually has almost 24 Vikings, building a fort over here. And Tomicron is maxed. Tomicron has a bigger army even, wow. Apparently, Tomicron managed to hamper and stop the economy of the opponent while building his own economy, so the opponent didn't have time to get the Lamborghini and the Ferrari, and Tomicron has a more mobile, more versatile army over here with 1 upgrade. Tomicron has one upgrade advantage at this moment. Disaster shacking them up to smelling blood in the water here, controlling the map in the top left. Lord Tomicron as well has 3 ravens and can go as well. 3 upgrades for the mariners, very dangerous, and 1 Thor just to decorate the army, I would say. Tomicron moving, the 2 armies are clashing. Disaster, Tomicron, no fear! Sending the Vikings, sending the Raven, sending the mariners. The Vikings retreat from Disaster, I don't know why. The Yamato guns do big damage, but one battle cruiser go down because of the cast from the Raven. The Ravens goes down from Tomicron, and another battle cruiser will go down for a fight in which Disaster was a bit indecisive. He pulled back the Vikings, I don't know why. Tomicron took the better end of the fight while upgrading 2-2 for the Flyers, while producing more Vikings, while taking a 4th base, and Tomicron sieging the 4th, sieging the 5th by taking the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th, but the fight is going on. Mariners team, Mariners are cheesing away with 3-3 upgrade. Tomicron can sacrifice the unit, because there's a lot of minerals in the tank. Mariners are actually very, very cheap, only minerals, they can clean up very fast these bases, and Tomicron has successfully cleaned up another base of the opponent. After cleaning the 6 o'clock base, now cleaning the 9 o'clock base, Tomicron now is up in economy, but to be up in economy is nice, but it's not enough to get a victory, because to convert this advantage into a victory, it takes a lot of skill, because it's very easy to send this army into a mech grinder like these battle cruisers. Tomicron scouting battle cruisers, focus firing battle cruisers 1 by 1, and the beefy battle cruisers go down to the more maneuverable Vikings in the sky. Lord Tomicron sending it, no fear. But the Mariners die against the tanks, but the battle cruiser in the sky, Tomicron has the better sky army apparently. Disaster has the better ground army, and Tomicron, after killing all the battle cruisers, will retreat the fight. Tomicron is up 7,000 resources in this moment, besides that random tank that randomly attacks alone a planetary fortress and will get shot down by 1 Viking from the sky. So Tomicron donating a unit to the opponent, because still a little bit of brain damage didn't allow Tomicron to control his unit. Lord Tomicron assessing the situation, too few units to continue at assault, we go back, because it is very, very easy to lose the army and to lose the game, even if you are up in this moment by 2 bases. Disaster building other base, rebuilding the economy. Let's see the units. Disaster has 1 battle cruisers in the so the battle cruiser count is reset. Very good news for Tomicron. 2-1 upgrade to the battle cruiser of Disaster. 2-2 for Tomicron, and +3 armor is researching. Disaster taking control of a base with a turret. Lord Tomicron building another base. Lord Tomicron building even the corner bases. Tomicron has no fear, and Tomicron says, until you don't attack me, I will expand and creep them up. Even a spotting turret in the bottom right corner to spot off some sneaky aggression. Lord Tomicron is happily building up for the next wave, and is building up the Ravens. The Raven at a spell can disable a battle cruiser for 8 seconds, so very anti-battle cruiser unit. Tomicron destroying some rocks, building 1 more starport, up to 6 starport in the opponent, while Disaster has 8 starport, so both players with a lot of production facilities for an industrial revolution over here. Disaster, what a boss. 8 starports to crush Tomicron very quickly, +3/+2 being a research. Tomicron again relentlessly attacking, wow, rotate the attack to the south of the map with 1 tank only and a powerful sky army. So Tomicron is strong in the sky, is weak on the ground. Even more that the tank is going to quickly die again, the opposing tank, so only 1 shell dropped. And now Tomicron spots the 3 battle cruiser for the opponent. What Tomicron will do? Thinking, Tomicron launches the turret. But Tomicron disables a brilliant spellcasting unit usage from Tomicron, disables the tank, all the battle cruisers go down, and the Vikings are free to go forward. The Thor hammering the ground defense, the buildings of Disaster. The Vikings land. Fantastic move by Tomicron to destroy. The Vikings again in the sky to kill the base. Tomicron killing yet another base for the opponent while producing and microing up. Tomicron producing even more Mariners and Vikings at the same time. The production, yes. And now Tomicron can go back, honestly. Instead, Tomicron launches again, he wants another base. So Vikings on the ground. The Vikings hit the ground, Disaster repairing like a madman the planetary fortress, but Tomicron has too many units, he's losing a lot here. Disaster losing a lot of workers. The tank from Disaster is still alive, the turret is still alive, havocing and destroying, but the battle cruiser, the last battle cruiser goes down again. Disaster cannot master an army big enough. The battle cruisers are produced, but as soon as they are produced, Tomicron launches another wave of smaller units to kill everything. Vikings in the sky will try to attack the battle cruiser, but this is too much. Tomicron overextended a bit, and but still, can we get the cruiser? No. We cannot get the battle cruiser. The last time we died, Disaster has savaged the situation, but after losing only 2 bases. Yes, alright. So Tomicron with a very risky move, he basically forfeited, he gambited, he traded away the army to kill economy, but and apparently it's paying off, because now Disaster has only 33 workers against 68. Income advantage, Tomicron is doubling Disaster in income and even tripling in gas. So, and Tomicron knows that, and now he can freely build his dream army to go again. Tomicron even building 2 factories to potentiate the ground army. Alright. So, you wanted to be my spoiled Lamborghini part, Lamborghini Ferrari partner after divorce? No, says Tomicron. There is an in-between, and I don't let you reach the stage. Disaster again tried to set up the economy, but Disaster is behind. He is behind in economy, only 35 workers now. Tomicron has 68. And producing more. 2 factories to add to the tank count for Tomicron. Already 3 tanks for Tomicron, 2 tanks for Disasters. The bases are mining happily. Disaster didn't see Tomicron side of the map since a long time, so Tomicron built up the economy. Now Disaster scans, and Tomicron says, yes, I have even this base. You want to attack it? Yeah, I have other 11 bases. Even a bad manner turret over here from Tomicron. Disaster will kill it with workers. Disaster now 39 workers, slowly catching up, slowly rebuilding the army. Even a mine, some Vikings, and a little bit of giving up with the battle cruisers, because you also need a lot of money for battle cruisers, and Disaster also switches to Vikings. But talking about Vikings, Tomicron has an ungodly amount of Vikings, and even 8 Ravens. What a dream army for our hero with IQ 0. 7 tanks and more rolling. This is a very, very dream army, because it has all the components and all the pieces. Some Mariners to defend quick unit, 7 heavy tanks, as many Vikings as you have IQ, and 8 Ravens. 9 Ravens, which is more than Tomicron IQ in this moment. And Tomicron smells bad in the water. Tomicron is maxed. He has cooked enough. He was cooking, and now he built the army. The upgrades for flyers are 3-3. All the upgrades are researched. Everything is ready. Tomicron taking possession of the north of the map, of the left. Tomicron sharking this base. Tomicron sending ahead the ground army to kill the air defenses. So the ground army will siege. Lot of time. Blast immediately all this territory. Look at how fast they die. The Marines protecting. The Vikings go forward. The last turret dies. The army go forward, takes position. This base will never go up. Tries to go in the sky, gets shot down immediately by the by the giganormous count of Vikings, and Disaster has to gather the army and try to defend another position. Viking battle cruiser mine with a tank. Can Disaster hold this? 2-3 upgrades against 3-3. Tomicron gathering the army. This line for the last push. Tomicron is sending it. He's sending it. Army clash. No Tomicron. No fear. The Ravens. The Viking shell. The tanks. The Mariners. The Ravens drop the turret. No answer to the Ravens. The turrets all around are killing everything, and the disaster is getting blasted by the air army and by the Grand Army of Tomicron. Cannot do anything. He's repairing the command master by force, but is it enough? The last battlecruiser is kiting, he's trying to run, but he's getting blasted down. Lord Tomicron sending it, landing the Vikings, and the last mining base of GG is called by disaster. Well played, and Tomicron wins this fantastic game with a very, very well crafted army composition. Disaster had a fantastic early game, a fantastic aggression. He had a incredible, fantastic advantage in economy. He invested in the wrong army. Never go battlecruiser against Lord Tomicron. Lord Tomicron knows how to defeat those. Thank you all for watching this game. Hope you enjoyed this fight against the robots, the fight between sci-fi robots. Don't forget to smile and see you the next time. Adios.